In this video, we'll give you a clear view of what you can do in Monaco. We'll show you everything by category: strolls, night strolls, tours, landmarks, churches, museums, gardens, beaches, market, viewpoints. We are a French family, former travel planners, and now we run a user-friendly France travel guide, culturefrancia.com. Check the description, you'll find our pages dedicated to Monaco, plus our interactive map. First, a quick overall presentation to start. Monaco is the smallest country in the world after the Vatican, and it has one of the highest population densities on the planet. This tiny state is now known for its luxury lifestyle mixed with an ideal climate. Monaco is on the French Riviera, completely surrounded by France and the Mediterranean Sea, with a total length of 3 kilometers. Now, let's see the strolls. First, the historical part of Monaco, the Old Town, also called the Rock, because it's literally sitting on a raised headland that extends into the Mediterranean Sea. It's bordered to the south and north by Monaco's two ports. Now, the main way to get to the Old Town is by this long, wide staircase on the northern slope, and once you are up there, you can walk along the edges of the rock, almost all around the Old Town. Now, right in the heart of the historical part, you'll see a whole network of streets. They are mostly pedestrian and made up of colorful facades typical of the Mediterranean style. This maze of streets eventually leads to the main square, which is the heart of the Old Town, with the front of the Prince's Palace on one side and colorful buildings on the other. And the sides, to the north and south, are open and overlook the ports down below. Depending on the season, the square can be pretty quiet or packed with people. And every day, just a few minutes before noon, there is the changing of the guard ceremony. They are in charge of protecting the palace and the prince. Now the fancy part of Monaco, the Monte Carlo district, and more precisely, the Carré d'Or, which is its center. It's on the other side of the main port, and there you'll feel a totally different vibe from the Old Town. This is the signature image that makes Monaco famous around the world. Here, it's all about modernity with newer buildings, and the bling and elegance with high-end and even ultra-high-end shops. The streets of Monte Carlo lead to the main square, the Casino Square, the heart of this area. This iconic pedestrian square is lined with two stunning facades from the second half of the 19th century, the facade of the Monte Carlo Casino and the one of the luxurious Hôtel de Paris, creating this harmony between elegance from the past and modern one. All surrounded by palm trees and fountains. The energy of this square also changes a lot depending on the season, either calm or packed with people. Also, go check behind the square. You'll see the other facade of the casino, just as beautiful, which is actually the opera part of this landmark. Now, just next to it, there is this kind of terrace walkway at the edge of Monte Carlo, raised above the sea. On one side, there is a garden vibe with trees and greenery, and on the other, the Mediterranean Sea stretching out as far as you can see. All of it with a few sculptures placed here and there. And on the ground, you'll see a footprints path of well-known football players. Then, all the way north in Monaco, in the Larvoto district, there is a seafront that runs along the main beach. It has two levels, the upper part being the main one. This tiled walkway has tall buildings on one side, and on the other, It gives you a view of the beach with its palm trees and over the sea. And the lower part is at the same level as the sand of the beach. Now, let's see the night strolls. At night, and even more during high season, Monaco can get really lively, with the vibe changing depending on the area. First, the Old Town again, which might be best to visit in the evening before the energy starts dropping. But that also depends a lot on the season. You can walk again in pretty much the same streets you saw during the day, but you'll feel a different vibe that is also worth checking out. And walk again in the main square, where the facades get lit up once night falls. Then there is the place to be during the night in Monaco, the Carré d'Or in Monte Carlo, with of course its famous Casino Square, which is the center of all the action. But again, it depends a lot on the season. This is where you'll see all the elegance and luxury of Monaco, but this time in its nighttime version, with streets and fountains lit up, and the iconic facades of the Casino and Hôtel de Paris, and a whole mix of people walking around. Some dressed casual, some super chic, and luxury cars passing by here and there. Now let's see the tours. There are several activities you can do in Monaco, like walking tours, helicopter tours, and more. We've got a dedicated page on our website where you'll find the full list, with some provider recommendations for each one. The link is in the description. Now, let's see the landmarks. First, there is the Prince's Palace, which is in the Old Town on the main square. It has been the residence of the Prince of Monaco since the 13th century, and over the centuries, it has been transformed many times. The visit starts in the inner courtyard, and then you can go in each room, all richly decorated with chandeliers, gold details, tapestries, paintings, and furniture. Then there is the famous Monte Carlo Casino, built by Charles Garnier, the same architect who designed the main opera house in Paris. It's a real piece of architectural art. Once you pass its beautiful exterior facade, inside you'll find an even more stunning decoration, truly exceptional. There are several gaming rooms, each with its own elegant and very refined decorative style, from the floor to the ceiling. And of course, there are slot machines and tables for the different types of gambling games. Now, let's see the churches. The Monaco Cathedral is located in the Old Town. It was built in the 19th century on the site of an old church. It was made using white stones in a neo-Romanesque style. The inside is relatively tall and decorated with several religious items, including paintings. And the cathedral also holds the tombs of several historical members of Monaco's royal family. There are also several small churches in Monaco. Here are 5 that are worth visiting if you are nearby. You'll find more info about them on our website. Now, let's see the museums. First, the Oceanographic Museum. It's located in the Old Town, right on the edge of the rock, behind its beautiful neo-Baroque facade from the early 20th century. There is an aquarium with a wide variety of marine species. And besides the aquarium, there are several large rooms, all themed around the sea. Then there is the Prince of Monaco's car collection, located by the main port. This modern building showcases stunning cars from all eras, from the early 20th century to today, with a lineup of the most prestigious brands in the history of automobiles. And there are also rally cars and Formula One cars. There are also 4 other smaller museums in Monaco: the Museum of Stamps and Coins, the one about prehistory, the Grimaldi Art Center, and another art center split between 2 separate villas. More info about them on our website. Now, let's see the gardens. First, the Saint-Martin Garden. It's located in the south of the Old Town, right on the cliff edge of the rock. It has been there since the early 19th century, and you'll see Mediterranean and tropical plants along with a few sculptures. Then there are the gardens in front of the Casino Square in the Monte Carlo district. These are actually 2 gardens joined together, with again exotic plants from different parts of the world and some sculptures, and also fountains and a pond. Then there is the Japanese Garden. It's located just above Monte Carlo. It's a typical Japanese garden that follows the classic design features, with bamboo, lanterns, a pond, and small bridges. It's a mini escape right in the middle of Monaco. Then there is the Exotic Garden. It's up in the heights of Monaco, spread over several levels. It has an impressive collection of trees and plants from different parts of the world. From the garden, there is also access to a cave that you can visit. And outside the garden, right next to it, there is its botanical center, where some plant species are preserved. There are also other gardens and parks in Monaco. Here are 5 that are worth visiting if you are nearby. You'll find more info about them on our website. Now, let's see the beaches. First, the Larvoto Beach. It's located all the way north in Monaco. It's the main beach of the Principality. It has both public and private sections with beach clubs, and it's made of fine sand. Just next to it, there is the beach of the Méridien Hotel. It's fully private, and you can rent a sunbed and enjoy some drinks there. Then, at the foot of the rock in the Old Town, on the seaside, there is a small cove, kind of hidden, with a mix of sand and gravel. Now, let's see the food market. The main one is located at the foot of the Old Town. It's both outdoor and indoor. On the outdoor part, there are vendors selling food products and also flowers. And inside, more food products are being sold along with a food court where you can grab a drink or have a snack. Now, let's see the viewpoints. First, from the southeast of the Old Town, from the large terrace at the foot of the Oceanographic Museum, you'll get a view over the open Mediterranean Sea. And from the rooftop of the museum, you get a similar view, but from even higher up. A bit further west, from the Saint-Martin Garden, you also get a beautiful and wide view. Going on, from these 2 viewpoints, you'll get a view looking down over the Fontvieille port. On the other side of the Old Town, from these 2 viewpoints there, you'll get a great view over the Porte Hercule. And all the way at the end, you'll also get a view of the same port, but from a different angle. Now, from the south of Monte Carlo, you'll get a view from the other side of Porte Hercule. And east of Monte Carlo, from the walkway, you get a view of the open sea, and below, the rooftop of a building covered with a multicolor and geometric piece of art. Finally, from the heights of the exotic garden, while visiting it, you'll get an open view over the whole southern half of Monaco. Now that you have a clear view of what you can do in Monaco, for more info of each place, including opening hours and prices, check out our website, culturefrancia.com. The links are in the description. And for more videos about the French Riviera region, check out our dedicated playlist popping up on the screen. And to support us, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. See you in the next video.